One Punch Man 84. Yes, that's the number. Escalation. Is that the title? I'm not doing this very well, am I? So I will just warn you as well, this review is going to be broken into 2 parts. I'm going to break it up, I think, pretty much into the 2 major fights, which is the fight against Garo and then the fight against Elder Centipede. I feel like that's probably the best way to break it up. And I want to start off with this part of it, at least, to start talking about the highlight, I think, of part 1 in particular, was Bang. Oh my dear. This is why we get to see him be we see why he is recognized as the world's greatest martial artist here. Like, and Genos and that whole bit, he's just going to town like boom, 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 boom. And Garo tries to fight back. He really does. And I have to give him credit for trying. But, as Genos puts perfectly, you know, the difference in skill is there, you know. It's, the Water-Flowing Rock Crushing Fist is like a masterful melding of offensive and defensive techniques. And just those panels where Garo and Bang are going head-to-head, like, and we see very quickly, of course, Garo's injured, and he's, with all the fights he's been in, he's not at his peak. And I think it would be a bit of a different story if Garo was at his peak. But once again, I think a bit of a different story is the key word. Bit being the key word, especially, because I still see Bang being on top of it. I love especially in that first page where, like, Bang's just going boom, 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 and then you just got Bomb in the corner, it's like, and I'm here too, yeah. This is Bomb's voice, everybody. It was just great to see Bang do his thing. I loved it so much. It was, martial arts is cool, am I right? It's just moving in a funny way at the end of the day. In a slightly cool way. But as we have seen, Garo is not just all about the Water-Flowing Rock Crushing Fist. That's his last resort. It's definitely his strongest technique. He just doesn't like to use it because it reminds him of Bang. And he does try to fight back, and I give credit to him. Like, how amazing was that panel, like, when he grabbed him, like, poof, and he goes for the kick, and Bang's just like, no. Boom! Like, not only knocks his kick out of the way, but kicks him straight in the chin, sends him flying in the air to the point where he's spinning, kicks him, boom, 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 and sends him through trees. Oh, it was incredible. And then the detail, this is one of my favourite things about Murata. The attention to he is, okay, fun thing you should know about Murata. He's good at drawing. He's very good. And the detail he puts in, especially in those animated chapters we get. Like, this was a bit of an animated chapter too. But, my god, just the small amount of detail. So, in particular, when Garo is on the floor, Bang in that instant closes the gap and just goes boom straight into Garo's chest. There's a ring of air around it. I don't see many, just like, it's so slight and thin. But I like to think it's Bang's fist has put that much force. Something that you couldn't normally see. Like, it's not even dust. It's not dust or anything like that. It's just air. Like, the force. He caused a literal shockwave in the air. The power of his fist. And then this is where I try and figure out, like, I like to figure out how strong people are in comparison to one another. It's a fun thing to do in series like this. But, like, so I think about, at the beginning of the year, with Tsuruya vs Saitama, when Tsuruya got serious, like, when he was, like, smashing the arena, that was fine. When Bang, even though he wasn't hitting it point blank, this shockwave went through Garo as well. Not only, it started off about Tsuruya level, and then it got even bigger. And it was insane. Like, the level Bang is at is monstrous, and I love it. Unfortunately, not monstrous enough, as we learn in this chapter, but still, basically, Garo is outclassed, and he's like, I've never seen the old man go this crazy before. And look, thankfully, they don't leave Bomb out of it as well. Like, Bang, sure, he had so much of the spotlight at the first half of this chapter. Well, I say just Bang. Everyone was really good this chapter. Bang, Bomb, Blast, King, Genos, Saitama. No one was bad. I like this chapter a lot. Which you can do by watching my review. My reaction even. You messed it up! When Garo tried to get away, he's like, I gotta get away. If I can get a hostage. And he started running like he learned from Watchdog Man. And that's to Garo's credit. He's like learning new techniques. He's doing whatever he can to get away. He's like, I can't win. I think at this point he recognises he's not gonna win. He needs to get out of here. And when Bomb is just like, what are you doing? And just kicks and like Bong. I am no longer Bang or Bomb. I am Bong. I love it so much. I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of these two now. Like, I like him anyway. It's just, we see what they do, and this is them going all out, and I can't wait to see them fight some monsters. I hope the thing is, in the situations they've been in, they're either easily beating foes, or they're either being outclassed really by foes. So I would like to see them go toe to toe against someone. I'm hoping we see that, and maybe especially with the ninja characters we're gonna meet in the future, because I think it's just those two that are Sonic's senpais, yeah. But it'd be cool to meet a couple more on the off chance. Yeah. So, Bang and Bomb, am I right? And I haven't even finished talking about Bang and Bomb. They do so much this chapter. Phoenix Man's in the area. He is in the area, isn't he? What's he doing in the area? He's watching out for Garo. Why is he watching out for Garo? Because he doesn't want to die. And I'm very curious about Phoenix Man in particular, because he says himself, I can't go down there because I'm going to get killed. But if I go back without Garo, I'm going to get killed. So I've got to stay here and wait for an opening to grab Garo and just scram, get out of here. Which makes me curious, because you knew Elder Centipede was down there the entire time, right? So I suppose out of risk, of course Elder Centipede could have gotten Garo, and that's understandable. But, well, like, he might, and by God I mean he might kill Garo. So we wanted to get him out of there first. But at the very least, I think... I'm very curious about Phoenix Man, because he hasn't really done any fighting yet, and very few things. Like, of course, the only thing we really see him do is he creates that massive gust of wind later on, like, and blows back everyone. But it's just the name Phoenix Man is the honest answer, because Phoenixes are generally are known for, like, regenerative abilities and fire. So he says he's not confident enough to take him on. So maybe he's got, like, so I'm gonna rule regeneration out of it only because. Wait, that's the thing. Yeah, okay. I'm going to roll regeneration out of it, only because otherwise he could just go down in there, and we could learn a bit more about, and he could just be like, go, 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 and then not worry too much. But if he's got to fly out of there, he doesn't know what kind of injury he's going to take. I'm curious about Phoenix Man overall, and I want to see what he can do, and I hope it's just not I hope he's just not a giant bird, and he's actually got some cool fire or regenerative abilities. In any case, Garo was also a shining part of this chapter, partially because of the backstory we learn about him, as well as, you know, I suppose Bang and Bomb speak for Garo when Garo doesn't need to speak. When that panel, where Garo's just like in a stance and they're both ready to fight him as well, and then they just have this moment of talking to him like, Bomb, if you were in that situation, would you still be conscious now? And he's like, if I was 60 years, of course I would. Probably. And these are the two greatest martial arts masters in the world, and they're saying pretty much back in their, let's say, their physical prime, they wouldn't be sure if they were at that standard of ability. And true, I suppose it depends on how monsters have affected the world too, because we don't know how monsters work fully still, and, well, we kind of know that monster cells do, and we don't know, because it was a more recent thing, because they only really started appearing when Saitama was a teenager, when he was like, no, he was in middle school, yeah, so teenager. But in any case, and Garo's, think about the things you want to say, Matt. You're not doing yourself any justice. So Garo's complex, he is. I just don't know what to say about Garo. I've just stopped to reread it and make sure my points. I don't do it very often, it's only because it's quite a long chapter, and I don't fully know what to say about Garo is the honest answer. I did back when it came out, but now my views are a little different. So, I like villains. I do. I like them a lot. The villain, a hero is only as good as the villain they're facing. I believe that. Especially with a character like Garo, whose whole purpose was a great parallel to Saitama, because Saitama just wanted to be a hero who could protect everyone and defeat all the enemies one punch. And Garo wasn't really concerned about that at all. He wanted to be the greatest monster the greatest monster that ever lived. So a great parallel in the sense of, you know, the greatest hero who can save everyone to the greatest villain, like the greatest monster. You know, the two greatest are going to clash at some point. So rereading it back now, basically he feels personally like he's being ganged up upon, and I feel for him. I do, because as we learn in this chapter, so for a while now I've been ready for Saitama versus Garo. I think we all have, we can say. Apart from the fights we've had already, we've all been ready for this final big clash where Saitama and Garo officially meet each other and they go to it. I don't think I'm as ready anymore after this chapter, because I feel bad for Garo. I do. Oh, I do. So, as we see, he gets attacked by Bang and Bomb, obviously, and he's trying to think of ways out. There is no way out for him at all. He's like, I could get that way, but Dino Cyborg will get me. The only way out for me now is to just beat them all down. And I was like, Goro, you're not pulling another rabbit out of the hat for this one. Yeah, right. That kick Bang delivers to him is great, as he keeps getting pummeled down. And just quickly before I carry on talking about Goro, a lovely touch I really liked, reading it back, was Bang go, this is for my star pupil, Chiranko. Like, the fact even though he said, I disown you, get out of here, he still really appreciates Chiranko, because despite the fact it was just a case of, you know, he had no students left, and so Chiranko only stayed because he was now Bang's #1 student. They've grown to, like, truly care for each other and respect each other. The fact that even though Chiranko knew he was outclassed, he still went and fought against Garo, and Bang genuinely appreciates it. He's not like, you fool. He's like, you know, I respect him a lot. And, you know, it's nice to see that. And I don't think we'll get many, obviously, because it doesn't really focus on them. I'd like a lovely little Bang and Chiranko moment after all this has gone past. And they're just like, hey, welcome. Just like, you know, if Bang was like, okay, it's time to start teaching you some real techniques, that would be an amazing moment. So as he starts to black out, as Garo does, you know, he starts to remember the past. And I love, there's a great touch about this, because he's like, oh, I hate this memory, I wanted to forget it ages ago. And the perfect representation of this is actually the fact that we don't see the people. We only see Garo, and then everyone else are just these black shapes of, like, people, and different sizes. I like that a lot, because it shows how much he's trying to forget. Even the people he despises, he's not trying to remember at all. To the fact he's like, I don't want to see them, I don't want to hear from them. And so we learned basically about Garo's problems with the heroes. Of course we learned the basics of it before, was how the monster was always the hard worker, the one who tried, the one Garo could relate to, and then Justice Man would show up at the end and just wreck him. Would wreck the monster of the week, and it wasn't fair on them, and I understand that, you know, it's not fair on people hard working just to get destroyed in an instant. It was relatable, but it's even more relatable now because we actually see what he went through, because as we saw, Garo used to play with some kids, and this one kid, Tachan, would always be the hero, and he was like, I'm the hero, I'll save the day, Justice Man kick, and it was only because he was hurting the other people. Garo stepped like, that's dangerous, don't do that. It's like, well, if it's dangerous, you take over then. He's like, you know, so he came at him with a chop, and the moment Garo dodged and tried to fight back, he's like, hang on, that's not fair, don't fight back. That guy was fighting unfairness, and he's like, okay, no, we've got to make this fair. You two hold him down while I attack him again. And you understand his plight. And the way he describes Tachan, this is just an idea. This isn't like someone I got a theory, this isn't like a solid theory or anything. It was just the kind of vibe. I just thought it'd be an interesting lore connection between it. Because who do we know in the series who's all about popularity and looks and being a hero? I just thought it might be interesting if a Mai Mask turned out to be Tachan. There's no guarantee from it. We might learn it in the future because I've read the latest chapter and I'll talk about that at some point whenever this review comes out. Some point after this. Hopefully it's soon this review comes out. Probably not! In any case, I just think that would be an interesting connection between Garo and a Mai Mask, because they're kind of binary opposition for Saitama and a Mai Mask. I'll talk about that another day. But in any case, you know, and I felt bad for him, because Garo this whole time is like, you know, hey, if you leave me alone, like, let's fight, you know, let's man to man. If I win, you leave me alone. Does that sound fair? And he's like, what? No, that doesn't sound fair. I don't want to fight you equally. Guys, hold him down. I'm going to get away from here. Someone call a teacher. And, like, it was just bad luck on him. And he's getting the blame for it. And you see where Garo's coming from. And because in my reaction to it, I originally compared him to Stain. And I had to think about this for quite a bit. This is why the review was late. I wish I could say it was me thinking that's why the review was late. It's not. It's multiple other things. In any case, you know, he's talking about, like, is it because I couldn't accept heroes as... You accept this guy as a hero? No. And the reason, and this is another reason for it, is because, you know, people, it's kind of destiny he's talking about. People are destined for roles. So, you know, he knows he would never be a hero because he's never popular or well-liked. You know, he was always quite shy and was considered weird in comparison to Tachan, who was popular, like the girls liked him, he had good grades, he had good reflexes, apparently. And he's like, you know, he's basically saying, if you're not popular, you'll never be a good person. You'll never stand out. In that sense of the hero sense. It's not that he can't be a good person, but, you know, and that's why he kind of became the monster that he is. This is like the foundation of his thinking. The only kind of thing I could argue against that is he's saying, you know, you can't be good if you're one of these. But that's where I'm wrong. That's where he's wrong. Because, obviously, the thing is, he hasn't met Saitama, and Saitama's obviously going to be the crux of this, because Saitama is hated by people. Only a few people know who he truly is, and what he's truly done for everyone, but the majority hate him because they think he's sneaky, and he takes credit where he's not due it. So when he eventually meets Saitama, he's going to be like, who's this no-name guy? No one, like, either people don't know about him, or they despise him. Who's this no-name guy who is destroying me in a fight, but still is a hero despite this. Despite the fact he's unpopular, he doesn't stop being a hero, which is going to be a great point, which is why, another reason why I feel like every chapter now is like, here's a reason why I'm excited for Saitama versus Garo. But yeah, that's just a nice little touch to it as well. And secondly, I don't know the whole history if we're going to learn more about Garo and Bang's relationship, but they must have had a decent one if he was the ex-star pupil of the greatest martial artist in the world. And, you know, he says, you know, no one can be rescued or no one can be, you know, he's in that mindset of you are who you are and you can't change that. But Bang changed him at least, you know, Bang had some kind of connection to him. Bang saw, like, this guy that he could be and was like, you know, you don't have to be this guy. Because he was, I keep repeating the word guy. Basically, Bang saw something in Garo, at the very least, because he took this weird, like, unathletic kid and gave him the foundation, at least, to be this great martial artist. And it's all about hard work and dedication. Like the monsters that you worship, Garo, they're about hard work and dedication. And it was you yourself who stopped it. Maybe you already had the plan to do this. Maybe you already had some martial arts skill. So this argument might be completely invalid, because I don't know the whole history of Garo. But we don't know the full extent of his relationship with Bang. Bang might be the opposite to this and go, well, I helped you at the very least. Or we might realise, well, Bang helped me. Possibly. That's a possible. Oh dear, I spent like half an hour trying to think about what to say about this, and this is what I came up with. I hope it sounds good. In any case, Garo, his hidden potential we have seen, you know, he's like, I'm not dying here. He's so determined to become this great monster that for a second I thought he was going to transform into a monster, because when his eye just completely went black, maybe he's getting hints of it, maybe he's getting bits of it. I don't think he'll go for I don't think he'll be a force, he'll be more of a natural monster birth instead. Because when he just breaks the ground, all of them are surprised. Bang, Bomb, Genos, they don't know what's going on. He disappears in an instant and picks up a tree. This isn't like a standard, this is a massive tree, and swings it round. And they can't believe where the sequence come from. Garo, whilst not an actual monster, as I've said before, is a monster. He truly is. And in this brief moment, Phoenix Man uses his opportunity to strike, goes down, blows them all back, picks up Garo, while he's still beaten and he can't fight back fully. If Garo carried on, obviously he wouldn't have won, because not only were Bang, Bomb and Genos there, Saitama was on his way. And then we would have got the Saitama versus Garo fight, and the Monster Association would have been a different story altogether. In any case, though, I love Genos in this bit too, where he's like, guys, stay back, I've got this, as Phoenix Man tries to fly away. Boom, boom, and then that awesome design for the new cannons, he's got like, tuk, 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 and it's just like, oh, I'm ready for Genos. Come on, you could do some stuff, Genos. And he does, in part 2 of the review, or later on in the chapter, because you'll know what he does. In any case, that moment where he's like, you come here now, I was like, okay, who are we going to meet this new monster? And he goes, Elder Centipede? I was not expecting Elder Centipede to show up. Elder Centipede was a welcome twist. Definitely was a welcome twist. Because he showed up and he took Genos' Spiral Incineration Cannon. There was that part where it was like, go on Genos, just how amazing would it be if you showed that how much you've grown, if you just went straight for Elder Centipede. Because in the moment the monsters are severely underestimating some of the heroes that we see. And it didn't take him down. So now, while Phoenix Man gets away with Garo, Bang, Bomb, and Genos have to fight Elder Centipede. So that was my review of part 1 of One Punch Man 84 Escalation, I think. Yeah, I think I got the number right. Thank you for watching. Part 2 will be out at some point where I talk about the Elder Centipede fight, because, oh boy, did I enjoy that. How much did I enjoy it? You can watch it at the end of the video, because I'll leave a link to my live reaction I did for it, because I knew it would be a while before I actually ended up reviewing this. yeah, I really like this chapter overall. A lot of good action as always, and Murata's art once again is incredible as always. The concepts him and One come up with, and the detail of art Murata put into, they're fantastic. They're just wonderful. I love this series so much. What did you think about this chapter though? I know it's a bit late, but let me know down in the comments. Possibly? No, I understand. It's fine. I hope you liked this review as well. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more One Punch Man reviews out at some point. But hey, Saitama arrives late, doesn't he, all the time? So maybe I'm like the Saitama of I'm not even gonna finish that. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this. I hope you like this video, and I hope I'll see you again. Thanks. Goodbye, guys.